16-0 with 9 knockouts, taking on Tyrone Moore, older, more experienced, and certainly the toughest test that Aaron Davis has faced in his 2-year pro career. Take a look at Aaron Davis, 16-0 with 9 knockouts. Aaron Davis, a man who possesses fast hands. He can fight any of several ways, Randy.
He can fight on the inside, although I like him better on the outside, but he's learning so much when he's on the inside with those fast hands and the leverage he's learning.
Here he is on the outside, throwing some left hooks and the uppercuts. Now watch, you'll see him use the jab that he uses so well. Those are the left hooks, all right? Here he is from the outside, that you like him so much. And we talked about the hand speed of Aaron Davis. We're going to take a look at that hand speed. You watch him pump the jab here against Warren Nelson. Can he use the body shots?
Oh, can he? And he did it against Brian the Blitz Nitz with a blistering body attack from the opening bell, finally taking him out of there with left hooks to the body that rolled the man over. And Brian Nitz is no bum.
Aaron Davis acquiring the nickname of Superman. We asked him if he believed he's Superman. He said, well, I'm getting there. It's a very happy Aaron Davis. But he faces Tyrone Moore, 30 years old, a man who started his career with nothing but victories, then fell into some hard times. He has bounced back by winning his last 5 fights, all by knockouts. This man has good power.
And he's got it in that left hand, Sam. He's converted southpaw. And if he hits you with that left hand, anything he throws, the body shots, the uppercuts, the hooks, it's devastating.
A good finisher. He's only lost 5 fights. 2 of those losses have come to Tyrone Trice,
who fought for the championship of the world against Simon Brown, put up a very credible performance, but Brown just was Trice was just a little bit too much. Moore, though, is an outstanding club fighter.
As I mentioned, Moore bouncing back from those defeats, had managerial problems. He has turned things around and won his last 5 fights, and he comes in to New York for the first time to meet up with undefeated Aaron Davis. There is Tyrone Moore from Louisville, Kentucky. He's a man who hopes to regain some reputation and get back near the top in the welterweight division. This man, a young man on the rise, Aaron Davis from the Bronx. Randy, how about the keys to the fight?
Well, Aaron Davis has to work his combinations. He's got very quick hands. He's got to work them. We saw those fast hands. He's got to keep the fight in the center of the ring. That's what I believe anyway. I think he's got to stay in the center of the big ring and use his legs. Tyrone Moore, we saw the power that he has. He's got to put that pressure on. He's got to keep it on. He's got to take Davis to the ropes and make him fight. He's got to make a slugfest out of it. In other words, he's got to try to get inside. If he does those things, it could be a victory for him here tonight. Although, Sam, I got to tell you, I can't see it happening.
Okay, this is a good one. Our main event, let's go to Ed Darian in the ring. He will introduce the fighters to you in our main event.
From the Big Apple, New York City's fabulous felt form, here at Madison Square Garden, the world's most famous arena. Madison Square Garden Boxing. Bob Goodman, Vice President of Boxing and Matchmaker, and Pat Fleming, Assistant Matchmaker, present this evening's main event, the scheduled 10-round welterweight bout. The judges, Ted Rint, Nick Cimino, and Dr. Marvin Goldberg. Counting for the knockdown seconds, alternate referee Oscar de Perez. The timekeeper, the bell, is Cecilio Pedraja. In the ring at this time, the man in charge of the scheduled 10-round welterweight bout, referee Carl Duke Schroeder. And now, my good friends, introducing the principals. First, in the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with the white trim. He weighed in at 148 1/2 pounds. This gentleman has 30 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw with 24 knockouts. All the way from Louisville, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Tyrone Fly Moore. And his opponent in the red corner, wearing the dark blue sequin trunks. He tipped in at an even 150 pounds. This young man is undefeated in 16 professional bouts with 9 knockouts. The former 1986 Golden Gloves champion from the Bronx, New York. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Aaron Superman Davis. Davis.
And his father, Larry Tumbler Davis, along the ropes. Looking in, Carl Schroeder is the referee for this main event.
When I say break, I expect you to stop punching and step back. Protect yourselves at all times. I want a good, clean bout. Touch gloves. Good luck to you both. Go!
Carl Schroeder wants the touch. He demands it.
Nope, you got to touch.
And he gets it.
You don't mess with the Duke.
Aaron Davis, welterweight champion, 147 pounds in the New York Golden Gloves in 1986. He's gone on to a fine professional career, 16-0 with 9 knockouts, and now a major step forward. And here is Tyrone Moore, looking to restore himself to some prominence in the welterweight division. I want to thank IBF Junior Welterweight Champion James Buddy McGirt for sitting in with us, and wish him luck in his fight at the end of July against Meldrick Taylor.
I have a feeling when they finally get around to fighting Meldrick Taylor and Buddy McGirt, that could very well be the fight of the year. I do not expect the Tyson Spinks fight to be anything near the fight of the year. I think it's going to be a good fight, but I think the Buddy McGirt Taylor fight is going to be a great fight. Now, young fans out there watching this fight, you're going to see so many things you should do when you get in the ring. It looks so easy until you try it. For one is what we call getting off first, throwing that jab just like that. You got to keep the hands high. You're going to see both men do that. Both men are known that after they throw the punch, they bring it right back to the chin, just like you saw Davis do.
And looking at the tape of Aaron Davis, I think one thing that tends to get overlooked is he is an outstanding defensive fighter. Blocks many, many punches, moves so very well in the ring.
Aaron Davis has fought some real strange names in his career. Maybe not strange to over in Paris or whatever, but how about Arik Abdallahiyahid and Mabayo Mawabayo? Those are opponents he fought. I'm just...
Household names.
Not even in their own household.
All right, break.
The 5 losses that Tyrone Moore has suffered, only once has he been stopped.
And that was by a Gil Clancy managed fighter back in 1981 by the name of Ronnie Gibbons. Gil says he was one of the most talented boxers that he has ever worked with.
All right, break. Step
Only
back.
one problem. Ronnie had no chin.
Both fighters showing quick hands.
All right, break, guys, break. Step back.
Carl Schroeder gets in between them. Coming down to the end of round 1.
Break.
Round 2. Scheduled for 10 in the red trunks, Tyrone Moore, and the blue trunks, Aaron Davis. Left hook, Davis was rocking back.
All right,
Moore
break.
is a converted southpaw.
Every fighter should have a left hand the way Tyrone Moore has a left hand. Most converted southpaws have exceptional left hands. Only problem is they don't have much of a right. Not so with Tyrone Moore.
Break.
He lives in Louisville, Kentucky.
Let's keep it up.
And for his full-time job, he runs his dad's liquor store, which is only about a block away from where Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. grew up.
Good jab by Moore.
for you younger fans who really never heard of Cassius Clay, you also knew him as Muhammad Ali.
Davis not pumping, not just throwing one punch at a time. We're not used to that. Usually he'll throw in bunches.
This is what happens, Sam, when you move up just even a little bit in caliber. And many in the boxing community, especially in the New York area, were saying, okay, Aaron, when are you going to move up? Because for the last 6 months or so, manager Billy Giles has been screaming, we want the best. Get us Mark Breland. And on and on and on. So now comes the move up.
Break.
There seems to be a small cut over the left eye of Aaron Davis. There's some blood trickling down the side of his face.
And if he is cut, that's got to be the first time I can recall as a professional he's been cut. Now you can see different things. What's he going to do? Is he going to pack? Is he going to go into a shell? Remember former junior middleweight contender, James Hard Rock Green?
Right.
So tough a fighter. All of a sudden, when he got cut, he went into a shell. What is Aaron Davis going to do?
Right here, he's got Moore up against the ropes.
Working it, come on.
What is Mike Tyson going to do if he ever gets cut? We haven't seen him cut as a professional. We haven't seen him hurt. Same thing goes for Aaron Davis. What will he do now?
All right, break.
Davis just not following up on the jab. He threw one jab.
Break.
Late in round 2. There's the cut over the left eye of Aaron Davis.
No cut is ever in a good place, but that one is in a terrible place. It looks to be right around the eyelid area, the very thin tissue. It drips into the eye, so let's watch what happens.
Davis has come out with some fire in his eyes. That's noticeable. Scorecard.
Break.
Rounds. Randy.
I gave the first round to Davis. I thought it was a little bit close. Maybe I had some of that glitter in his trunks in my eyes. I gave round 2 to Moore.
That's interesting. I gave round 1 to Moore. I gave round 2 to Davis.
See, now you and I are working in sync. And Madison Square Garden's own Carl Moretti is looking at so far a 2-zip fight for the out-of-town Tyrone Moore.
Davis coming up a little bit short with that jab.
Come on, punch out of there.
Punch out of there. In this third round.
Break.
Paul Schroeder gets in there. Teddy Atlas was working in the corner of Aaron Davis and was working as the cut man.
Teddy did a nice job. Number one, you don't panic when you're in the corner and your fighter gets cut. He kept some very heavy pressure on it for most of that round, and in the final about 8 seconds or so, then he applied the adrenaline solution mixed in a Vaseline.
Davis moving well.
All right, break. Step.
And being a little more aggressive in this third round. He's getting off first, and you saw that double up jab. That's the first time you saw him double up on the jab in the fight. Good block by Davis. Got the right arm up to block that left hook of Moore. That was the first combination by Davis, throwing 3 punches in that flurry.
All right, break.
Good quick hands by Davis. Now he's starting to back Moore up, and at this point he's controlling the round.
And this is what Moore has to be doing if he wants to win, and that's to back Davis up.
Good pressure by Aaron Davis. Davis, a better round in round 3.
All right, break.
Round 4, Aaron Davis in the blue trunks. Tyrone Moore in the red. Scheduled for 10. Davis really picked up the pace, I thought, in the third round, Randy, and started to get himself going. If he can keep it up, I think he might be able to gain control of the fight. Good work with that left hand. Davis looks to be faster than Moore, and he's been getting off first.
And that says a lot right there, because Moore is no slowpoke.
One of the keys to the fight as far as Aaron Davis is concerned, we saw Randy's keys before. Aaron Davis feels that his speed will nullify the experience of Tyrone Moore.
I can't even think of a welterweight in pure hand speed with the combinations who are as fast as Aaron Davis.
Stop that holding.
Simon Brown.
Stop that holding. I'm not warning you again.
He's, of course, very, very fast, and he could be the most underrated welterweight out there today. Simon Brown, the IBF champion.
Carl Schroeder, when he stepped in between the two fighters, warned Tyrone Moore about excessive holding.
That time they both threw their jabs, and it was like a scene out of Rocky. They both came together and exploded in midair.
See Davis blocking those punches. He's an excellent defensive fighter.
And for the young boxers watching out there, watch how when they're in front of each other, they move the upper bodies, they bend at the knees. They don't stand straight up. They are not targets. I like how Aaron Davis gives a little bit of an angle each time he works the body shot. If he works with the left hand to the body, he takes a step to the left. If he works to the body with the right hand, he steps to the right. And that's just a little bit. When you punch from an angle, you get a little bit more power.
Most of those punches being blocked by Davis.
Aaron is very committed to trying to get inside.
Both hands.
Moore is holding on to that left arm of Davis. Let's see if Carl Schroeder does anything or says anything about it. Sharp jab that rocked Moore back. Davis getting on the attack. Good power. Davis pressuring Tyrone Moore.
Punch out of it.
Now holding both hands. Trying to tie Davis up. Final seconds, round 4. Good finish to the round by Rosen and Randy Gordon ringside at Madison Square Garden's Felt Forum. This is Fight Night at the Felt Forum. Our main event, undefeated Aaron Davis in the blue trunks. Tyrone Moore in the red trunks from Louisville, Kentucky. 30 wins in his 36 professional fights with 24 knockouts. This is round 5. Check of the scorecards, Randy.
I've got a 3-1 for Aaron Davis.
I have it the same way, but we arrived at it through different paths.
You took one road, I took another. I gave rounds 1, 3, and 4 to Davis.
But round 4 was Davis. That was the type of fight he likes to fight. Quick hands.
Punch out of there. Let's go.
Flurries on the inside. The sharp jab started it off.
Stop the holding.
Schroeder again tells Tyrone Moore, stop holding. He told him twice. He warned him in the previous round. Davis, after a very cautious first 2 rounds, has really come on in the last 2 rounds.
All right, break.
Aaron Davis just taking a little bit of a vacation, trying to measure Tyrone Moore for the right hand.
Moore's offense has really been taken away partially by the defense of Davis and his aggressiveness. A good left hook rocked Tyrone Moore back. Davis trying to follow up on it.
But Tyrone Moore's experience is keeping him in there, because he certainly got hurt by the punch. Tyrone Moore coming off a victory over Tyson. No. Larry Tyson.
That's right. No relation. is crowding Moore and not giving him any punching room. Moore has shown very little offense since the second round. Again, a good flurry by Davis. Those fast hands peppering Tyrone Moore.
Davis showing a lot inside. Remember, here's a man who was cut in the second round. And it actually is a bad cut. And so much credit, I think, has to be given to his cut man, Teddy Atlas.
Not so much a bad cut as in a bad spot.
Yeah.
They got to it right away, and they did a good job.
It is in a bad spot. We certainly can't tell how, I don't know how deep, and I can't tell from this angle how long it is.
Coming to the end of the fifth round, and Davis continues to apply the pressure.
Watch at that heel of the glove, all right? Watch at the heel of the glove.
Into the corner of Aaron Davis. Billy Giles gets into the ring with him. Teddy Atlas leaning in. The Fight Night Bowl. Now Michael Spinks has picked up a little bit. Michael Tyson continues to lead in our poll as to who will win the heavyweight championship showdown June the 27th in Atlantic City. 212-736 MSGN, the number to call. And you can see that fight on closed circuit television here at Madison Square Garden. There'll be a live undercard. There is the middleweight champion, Iran Barkley, who stopped Tommy Hearns.
Oh, look at that smile.
A man from New York. He has worked hard. He has earned it. He did it the hard way. And no one can question the determination, the guts, and the heart of this man, nor the punching power.
The man really deserves to be a champion. He's going to be popular. I don't know how long his reign is going to last, but he will be popular.
The Blade, Iran Barkley. He's come a long way. Right here, Aaron Davis on the road. This is round 6. Scheduled for 10. Davis has built up a pretty good lead unofficially on our cards as he's taken command of this fight since late in the second round. It seemed to turn in his favor.
I'm impressed with what I've seen so far from Aaron Davis. Man, I think at the very least he's going to become a top welterweight contender, at the very least.
In the first round or round and a half, that's a nice combination again by Davis. First round or round and a half, it was almost even as to who was getting off first. And since then, Davis has been the man constantly getting off first, throwing the sharper punches.
All right, break.
Little grappling, little wrestling.
Aaron Davis is so cool that he reminds me of a young man when he was coming up by the name of the Cobra, Donald Curry. Just very cool under fire.
It's a good comparison.
Watch, when the punches come at him, he doesn't flinch. He doesn't look away. He doesn't look at the floor.
I thought early Aaron Davis was unsure, just a little bit, a little hesitant.
Yeah.
And then that confidence has started to grow.
And he knew the record. He knew the man was in with Tyrone Trice a couple of times. Herman Montes, he had beaten him. He beat former amateur star Timmy Rabone down in Metairie, Louisiana on a 6th round TKO. He knew all this. So for those first 2 rounds, he said, come on, let's feel each other out. Let me see what you got. Let me feel that power in the left hand. Let me see the speed. It's like whatever Tyrone Moore can do, Aaron Davis says, I can do it better. See how cool? He just keeps the right hand up, keeps the left hand up, picks the shots off. Then he flurries quickly to the body and gets the hands back up again.
Those heads staying dangerously close together. Cut opened up over the left eye of Aaron Davis early. It has been closed up nicely by the fine work of cutman Teddy Atlas. Davis's strategy, staying in close and crowding Tyrone Moore, it's been effective. Coming to the end of round 6.
And in that last round, You saw the work of Aaron Davis over and over again as Superman came in with those combinations, both to the head and to the body.
As Tyrone Moore came out, Carl Schroeder detected some loose tape hanging down. He's trying to find a scissor to cut it off or some tape to tape the loose tape on. And Tyrone Moore waits.
Oh, you got it? All right. Here, how about this? Hey. Come on. Let's go, guys.
And Aaron Davis just waits to get going for round 7.
Around the camera. Okay. That's good.
Okay, here we go.
Time. Clock.
Clock starts and they're underway. Check of the scorecards. Randy and I both have Aaron Davis with a sizable lead through 6 rounds. 5-1 on our cards.
Moore's trying to get that left hand on track. The thing is, Davis knows about that left hand. He's thinking about it. Just keeps taking some little sliding steps over to his own left, trying to get out of the way of the left hand. Those are those probing jabs which are trying to work Aaron Davis inside, and then once he gets inside, he's been launching the body shot very nice. And then occasionally he stops throwing the probing jabs and snaps the jab to the head.
See, I think Davis is at his best when he snaps off 2 or 3 jabs in a row and then follows up like that. And a good right hand sends Tyrone Moore down. He's up quickly, and he'll take the mandatory 8 count. But it was that series of punches, the jabs, the hooks, and then the straight right, and Moore went down here in the 7th round.
You were talking about when he snaps those punches, he has such quick hands that he puts the right hand right behind it. This guy's just about as fast as Sugar Ray Leonard.
Davis looking for the opening, looking for the finishing touches, all over Tyrone Moore. Moore trying to hold on. Plenty of time left, midway point of the 7th round. Davis looks for the knockout punch. Moore trying to hold on, trying to survive here.
Moore trying to do everything he can. And that's by moving along the ropes just subtly enough, by holding on the inside, trying to tie up either hand or both hands of Davis. But at this point, he has really no offense left.
Time winding down in the 7th round as Aaron Davis continues to apply the pressure. Just a short uppercut. Moore felt it on the inside.
In the 1st and 2nd rounds, Tyrone Moore had clues how to beat Aaron Davis. He is out of clues now.
Davis all over Moore. It's becoming a lopsided fight. Moore is wobbly, very wobbly. Tyrone Moore in serious trouble here.
All right, break.
Moore looking across to his corner. I think he wouldn't mind if they stopped it for him.
Break.
The end of round 7. And another huge round for Aaron Davis as he scores a knockdown in the 7th. He has taken control of the fight. You can see that Tyrone Moore is very tired at this point.
Where's your... You need to get your scissors. How you doing, my man?
And the punch that did it, you see Aaron Davis walking in behind some snapping left hands and then just pulling the trigger on the right hand. Very picturesque combination there. Bang, just catches him on the side of the jaw.
This guy fine. He's shooting him with laser left. Just drop 2 down instead. You can finish him. Let's get him going. Get all up to his neck.
In the corner of Aaron Davis.
Swallow that. You've been going 2 rounds, like I told you.
Swallow it, Aaron.
I did. There. All right, take a deep breath. Mouthpiece, right? Work them hands. That's all I want, all right?
Stay still 1 second.
All right.
Hold on. Hurry up with that. Come on, guys. Hold it. Jesus.
And as the bell rings, Carl Schroeder doesn't like what he sees again on the tape situation.
No, when the tape gets wet, it just becomes very, very slippery. There is a form of tape, and this is not it. This is an adhesive tape. A little bit of water, and it comes right, it just keeps coming off. There is a special tape, though. You can put it underwater. It's not coming off.
Time has been stopped again, and that
You got a pair of scissors?
is to the benefit of Tyrone Moore, who's tired, still a bit shaken from that knockdown.
Huh?
They're looking for scissors at ringside. Sammy, got scissors on you?
That's one of the few things I don't have in my briefcase.
All right, hold it. Box. Go ahead.
Here we go. Aaron Davis, in his biggest test of his young pro career, has really fought an excellent fight.
Well, tonight
All
we've
right,
seen
punch out of it. Punch out of it. Come on.
Rigo win 10 rounds that you and I and many others here tonight didn't see him winning. So who knows what the scoring is going to be tonight. At this point, who knows? Maybe Davis has been given only 1 round on 3 total scorecards. Hey, Sam, you never know.
Well, you're right, but there's just no way you can see it going the other way or by that much. Moore just hasn't been able to get off in the last 5 rounds. Davis all over him, pounding away with both hands. Moore in trouble and just holding on.
Those quick slashing fists of Tyrone Davis. He's going, come on, let's go at it, punch for punch. And if they do that, Davis is going to land 2-1.
Speed of Aaron Davis and some power too.
I keep hearing that the knockout artist, Engels Pedroza, out of Las Vegas, Nevada, wants to stay at welterweight. He's really a junior welterweight, but he says he wants to move up, and he has fought a few welterweight bouts. 20-0, 20 knockouts. Let him fight Aaron Davis.
Matchmaking again.
I can't help it in my mind. I always do.
Davis dominating here, pounding a left hook to the body. Moore is shaken and just trying to survive here, holding on. Davis just taking him apart, punch by punch. Moore tired.
You know, once upon a time, a fight I thought about was Meldrick Taylor against Buddy McGirt. It's going to happen.
Down goes Moore. He doesn't want any more. This fight should be stopped right here. He's up again. The count is 6. It's a mandatory 8. If I were Carl Schroeder, I'd stop it. He looks into Moore's eyes. He lets it go on.
Aaron Davis is going to open up with both hands now. He's going to load up. Bad intentions will be seen on every Aaron Davis punch.
Moore can barely stand up here. Every body shot just folding Tyrone Moore over more and more. Down he goes again.
2, 3,
He's had it.
4.
Cannot be saved by the bell. The count is 6.
7.
The count is 8. He's up. The round is over. And again, I can only say there's no sense to letting this fight continue. End of 8 rounds. And in the corner of Aaron Davis. Our next fight night at the Felt Forum is Thursday, July the 14th, 3 weeks from tonight. And on the card, Seamus McDonough will take on Vince Hopper. Lenny LaPaglia will be there, and Bobby Joe Young will be on the card. So join us, if you can, live here at the Felt Forum. If not, you can catch it right here on Madison Square Garden Network. Moore just went down from a barrage of punches.
He was just getting worn out. He was down in round 7, twice in round number 8 from those quick, hard hands of Aaron Superman Davis. He didn't come out for round number 9, and who can blame him? He got plain beat up from about the 4th or 5th round on.
The fight is over, and for only the second time in his 37-fight pro career, Tyrone Moore has been stopped. Aaron Davis with his 17th consecutive win, his 10th knockout, and by far, I think his best performance, Randy. A major step forward in his career.
No question about it. I thought in the early rounds he could have looked a little bit sharper, but that showed that he's really maturing. He didn't want to rush things. He knew he had plenty of rounds to play with here. And I really like what I'm seeing from Aaron Davis. He still has some things to learn. I think on the inside he might rush things a bit and leave himself a little bit open, but he does so many things right that there's no way, barring any kind of serious injury, that this guy cannot become at least a contender.
Well, he took things away from Tyrone Moore. He took away Moore's offense. He took control and dominated the fight in the final 6 rounds. Right now, I want to wrap up our Fight Night poll. Who will win the heavyweight championship fight? And the fans feel it's Tyson over Spinks. That's June 27th in Atlantic City. You can see it here at Madison Square Garden, closed circuit television with a live undercard headlined by Michael Dokes. There's the winning look. Aaron Davis and Larry Tumbler Davis, his dad. Let's get the official time from Ed Darian.
Ladies and gentlemen, Principal Tyrone Moore unable to continue. Therefore, referee Carl Duke Schroeder stops this bout at the end of the 8th round. And the winner by a TKO for his 17th straight win in as many pro bouts, Aaron Superman Davis.
Aaron Davis, he certainly had to look like Superman to Tyrone Moore. We'll see you on July 14th on Fight Night at the Felt Forum. For Randy Gordon, this is Sam Rosen. Fight Night at the Felt Forum has been...
Network presents Budweiser Championship Boxing. Tonight's Fight Night at the Forum is brought to you by Mario Gaston and Quincy Taylor. Super Welterweight Championship go tonight. However, the undefeated Argentinian Gaston injured a shoulder in training. That bout has been set back to June the 18th, but you will see it here on Prime Network. But Ruben, we've got a great fight card planned.
The winner of the round will get 10 points. The loser gets 9 in case of a knockdown. The gentleman getting knocked down will only get 8. And of course, the more fortunate one will get 10.
And of course, always a popular feature here on Fight Night at the Great Western Forum, our Miss Ringsider competition. You'll meet the lovely ladies a bit later, and one